Hi, I am Jazzie Carrington, and this is my show, What's Hot with Jazzie. I'm introducing you to the hottest, most innovative people around the nation, from pop culture entertainment to people making a difference in your community and mine, and everything in between. So let's get started with What's Hot with Jazzie.
Hi everyone, I'm Jazzie Carrington with What's Hot with Jazzie, and I have a great treat for you tonight. I have R&B sensation, singer, CEO, filmmaker, creator, you name it, Demetriuz Richardson. So please make sure you stay tuned and keep still and keep watching What's Hot with Jazzie. Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to What's Hot with Jazzie, and I'm your host tonight, Jazzie Carrington. And tonight is a very special night for me because I have here with me not only a wonderful R&B sensation, songwriter, also the CEO of Rich Count Music Entertainment Group. And to add to his credit, now he is the creator and executive producer of the new film that will be coming in 2019, Dirty Water, Demetriuz Richardson.
I don't even know what to say after introduction like that. You know what I mean?
I have to give you an applause. Yay!
You know what I'm saying? It's humbling.
Oh wow, Demetriuz, I have to tell you, I am so honored that you are doing my show. You are so talented, and you have really been doing this for a long time. You've really made your mark in this industry, and I know you started out as a singer, singing R&B.
That's right.
I know you work with people like Angie Stone.
Connected to us.
Yes, and I know that most people know you for your music.
Right.
But what's really interesting is now you're a filmmaker. And you have this new film coming out next year called Dirty Water.
Yeah.
But I want to get into that, but before we get started and talk about it, here's a quick clip.
I'm here to do one thing and one thing only. Let's get this business taken care of so I could be on my way. You could be on your way back to the hills.
Oh, she's pretty, ain't she?
You know what, motherfucker? You talk too goddamn much, hillbilly.
Let's get right the fuck down to business. We all know why you're here. So I suggest you start talking or face charges of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, racketeering. Should I go on?
Conspiracy charges? What the fuck you mean? You can't prove shit.
Goddamn time's going off. Been a week, man. Man, you know how it is. What you think? It's a choir. When can you get me some?
Wow. I think I'm speechless right now. That's all I can say is wow. I mean, I'm already anticipating this film.
That's great.
So, can you just please elaborate and tell us a little bit what the film is about?
First off, I want to thank you for having me on your show. It's such an honor.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's always great and a blessing when, someone hears of your work and your name resonate, out here, and the work that you're putting in is acknowledged. You know what I mean?
Well, we love your work, and this is What's Hot with Jazzie. You're definitely hot. You're doing hot things.
Hey, I'm working. All the credit goes to the Most High. I can't take the credit for nothing because without Him feeding it to me and giving
Absolutely.
it to me, I'm nothing. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? So I'm just a vessel. But nevertheless, the Dirty Water movie, without giving it away completely, is basically about, the core thing. The movie is basically about showing how, in the urban community, it's a lot of bootlegger houses and bootleggers and all of this like this, and it's just kind of showing how the two worlds are connected, like the the mountaineers and hillbillies, and you know what I mean, the Moonshine is just showing how the two worlds are connected. And when this idea was brought to me and my co-partner, Alice Lilly, it was a music source that we was kind of connected to. He saw some of the other work because I had shot a short film probably 3 years ago. It's titled The R&B Love Story. And I've always been a visionary, you know what I'm saying? When I write songs, I see the vision to lyrically pen songs, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, I don't know, I think my love just grew stronger for it, and in the process of me shooting the first video to the R&B Love Story, big shout out to Marlon Crucifix production, he shot that, and in the process of us shooting that, we shot it in the way it came out. Everybody was like, wow man, that's like a short film or whatever, you know what I mean? And
so essentially, that's really kind of what brought you into filmmaking.
Exactly.
Well, let me ask you this, because Dirty Water, what a lot of people don't know is this is not something that is new or anything that this has been going on a long time. Moonshiners in the Deep South.
Right.
And you had the white moonshiners, you had the black moonshiners.
That's right.
And it's interesting to me, from what little that I've seen of the film, what's interesting to me is even in 2018, it shows the racial divide in the film.
That's right.
And even from also, you know, trying to make money, make a living doing this, but this is big business.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, it's not a small thing. This is really a big business, and this is still going on today.
Exactly.
What made you really just sit down and say, I want to do a movie about moonshine?
So how it all came together, like I was saying, it was an entity that saw prior work that I had done, and he came to me and my partner Alex Lilly, and you know what I'm saying, he was telling us that there was some resources in New York that was possibly interested in funding the situation, but they wanted to see something that was more movie based. You know what I'm saying? They liked the concepts, but it had a lot of music involved in it, and they wanted to see if I could create something that was more, you know, movie based.
Yeah, more acting,
exactly.
Not so much like a musical.
Right. So when we went and done the initial meeting with him and sat down with him, you know, he pitched his idea. He had an idea, and you know, from the point I had talked to my partner Alex, and I was telling him, you know, before we went to the meeting, I was telling him like, man, you know, I'm gonna tell him when we get here to sit down, I'm not really interested in doing the typical movie. You know, like every black director wants to do a drug movie and wants to be like this New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? You know, drug lord or whatnot. But I just wasn't interested in that. I told him that. You know what I'm saying? And I told Alex when we left the meeting, and he was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So when we left the meeting, I came home, I told Alex, I said, man, just let me, you know what I'm saying, let me think on it, sit on it, and, you know, because I want to do something that's different, that's diverse, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really about doing the typical thing that everybody else is doing. So I prayed on it, and one night, I was probably 2 nights later,
and voila.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, exactly.
Dirty Water.
Exactly, it was like, hey, base the film around this concept.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And just make sure your cast is diverse and you get real authentic people that can play the roles, you know what I'm saying, like they really live that life, you know what I'm saying? So we handpicked the cast for the movie trailer, penned it out.
Well, I tell you, you guys are going to see a special treat, because from what I've seen so far, this is going to be a awesome, amazing film next year. And I know also, I want to get into you, the fact that you are still singing and writing, and you have a song right now called What's Going On.
Right.
Now I know people know Marvin Gaye had a song, What's Going On. It's a totally different song, but what I love, it's kind of still the same concept.
Exactly.
Marvin Gaye was talking about what's going on back in his time,
Right.
and now you're talking about what's going on today.
True.
And especially with a lot of things that we have going on now with the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter. What do you think, how do you think this song kind of fits in to a lot of what we're facing today, right now?
As a culture, I think we've been dealing with this whole, you know, unequal treatment thing from the beginning of time,
Yeah.
I feel. And when I made the song probably like 10, 15 years ago, well, Bush was still in the chair.
Wow.
Right. And so it's still relevant, and it just speaks to.
Well, I heard the song, and it
Right.
doesn't sound like it was made 15 years ago. I mean, it
right.
really still sounds amazing.
I appreciate
It sounds like you literally just went into the studio yesterday and
Right,
you're
right.
pushing out, releasing this song.
Right.
You know, and I know you're working on a new project.
Mhm.
You're working on a new album project.
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and the name of your project?
Yeah, the name of the project is gonna be 20 years later.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's a major significance behind that. You know, just keep up with me and watch what's going on and watch how things play out, and you'll kind of understand later.
20 years later.
20 years later.
Hope
literally.
I'm here 20 years later.
Yeah. But yeah, it's called 20 Years Later, and you know, like you were saying about the What's Going On song, you know, it's like I was digging in the crates. I got a show coming up next month in Atlanta, and I was going through my catalog, trying to pick out the songs for the show, and that's how we came across the What's Going On and all the other songs that's going to be on the album. The majority of them are older songs, but they're still relevant. That just lets you know how timeless some music is that
Yes,
you make it. You don't realize
exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you know, when we heard What's Going On, we was like, hey, that's crazy. We gotta use that. We gotta move on that. So after picking that one, we just kept picking, you know, pulling all these joints that's from 10, 15 years ago, and that's how the project is kind of shaping up. It's gonna be new records involved too, but I say 75% of the project is gonna be, you know, music from the past that I've done. Nobody's
Yes.
ever heard of this, new to them, but old to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm always
Well,
recording.
I will tell you what's really interesting to me and what I really love is you have this project with the music and then the movie.
That's
And it sort of kind of speaks the same thing. What's going on? I heard a lot of political.
Yeah.
And right now, you know, we have a lot of going on politically.
That's right.
A lot going on politically right now. But what's interesting to me is the parallel between both.
It is.
And, you know, and it just sounds like to me you really gave this some thought.
Right.
That, you know, as an artist, you just really put your heart and soul into both projects.
Yeah.
And I just think it's going to be awesome. It's definitely hot.
Well, you know what, Jazz, I appreciate it. I mean, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I give all praises to the Most High. I can't take credit for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, He feeds me what it is that I needs to do, and I do it. You know what I'm saying? I always ask Him. But you're right. It's one of those things of how the universe aligns things. Because when we done the movie, I wasn't even done the pilot for the movie. I wasn't even thinking about that song.
Wow.
See how it all came together?
And that all
It was
came
like,
together.
right, this whole
Well, Demetriuz, I want to thank you so much for being on my show and joining us with What's Hot with Jazzie. But I would like you to tell the viewers where they can find your music and listen to your music.
I got you. All right, well, I'm gonna tell y'all where you can catch me at, where you can keep up with me at on social media. DRich1000 on Instagram. Demetriuz Richardson, Demetriuz Richardson on Facebook. That's where you can keep up with me, and you can see fillers that I'm throwing out there. All the exclusive stuff that's gonna be on the album is not, you know, I'm not kind of sharing that right now because I want that to be a surprise. Because it's gonna be dope.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Demetriuz, like I said, again, thank you for being on What's Hot with Jazzie. It was my pleasure to sit down with you tonight. And also, guys, please check your local listing for Dirty Water, which will be coming soon, 2019. Look out for Demetriuz Richardson. And also, I want to thank you for watching What's Hot with Jazzie. I'm your host, Jazzie Carrington.